My name is Kenny Nguyen, and I'm an artist. My work is a combination of paintings, sculptures, textiles. Growing up in a coconut farm in Vietnam, the Mekong Delta, it's all surrounded with river. And the only way to get around the farm is like using boat. Me and my sister would go to school every day on the boat. I think it's just a beautiful experience. Like living without electricity on a farm is a normal life for us. When I was a kid, I don't have any toys, so I had to make those toys. If I want to do a drawings or a painting, I normally just do it on the dirt or the sand surface instead of using paper. I think it's probably 4 or 5 years old when the first time that I see a little art magazine. I will see this art news magazine, just like on this painting with all the like colorful pictures. I just very intrigued in that. And so I remember for the next following summer, I would ask my dad to put me in a boat and we go across the river to the store to buy all these crayons and paper so I can do my little painting all around the farms. I drew that like almost every summer until like I had like a whole book of painting. When I was little, I just, have a dream to be an artist, and that dream never left me. When I in 3rd years of my fashion design school, have a part-time job at the fashion designer house. I could go to a fabric market and just choose on different materials. When I touch a piece of fabric, I know what it made from. That's like almost like a requirement, to take that job. Like you have to know your specific material. When I was 19, going to college, and I read and see a lot about American life. And for me at that time, move to America is almost like the American dream. It's a better opportunities, it's a better environment for my continuation to study art. When I moved here, everything was like a big cultural shock, a big language barrier. I just being isolated. For me, it's almost like a lowest point that I feel like I have to reevaluate, everything in my life. At that time, I think art became a rescue for me. I thought, if I can talk, I can use my painting as a way of communications. All these energies, is negative feeling, the isolations, it could get out on the papers or on a piece of canvas. The value of making art for me is almost like a therapy for myself. In the way that how I look at an artwork or making an artwork, it's my way to unpack myself and unpack the world around me. In Vietnam, I think silk has a significance. It's almost like a symbol of wealth for us. It's very precious materials. The method of making it haven't changed for thousands of years. So to destroy something so perfect, for me, it's a more difficult point, but I have to do it because I do want to see it in a new forms. Now it's become my medium for the paintings. When I put on the wall, I guess I got sculpting it. Imagine this silk, get cast with the light from the window, and you can see some shadow. You will see some foam. It started forming on the wall. I think that's that point that I know that I discovered something very new for me and very exciting. I have no intentions of envisioning, this work will look like that. But I think the process, when it takes me there, that is the most interesting things for me. Looking forward to this exhibition at the Halsey, I want to do something very different. Caodaism is a religion that was born in South Vietnam. It's the combine of Buddhism, Taoism, Confucius, and Christianity. They believe they are one religion that can unite all other religions, carry through the histories of Vietnam, what the country has been through. The way how people living in the country to deal with the outsider. It's very personal for me to discover that my grandmother was a part of the temple. The piece that I make for the show at Halsey is also inspired by these architectures. In the main temple, you will see a set of 9 columns, so that means 18 columns in totals. When you walk to the back, there's an installation. This kind of a circular piece is all in very monochromatic. There's only some shades of dark gray and black with a sound installations of the white noise. So for me, there's two sides that always coexist, the seen and the unseen, the visible and the invisible. Somehow I can connect the two together, where people can walk around these columns and can feel like they immerse into this kind of architectures of the temple. When you listen to this sound and you see in the artwork, there's an invisible connection that happens. To understand that where I come from and the origins of how it's shaping my living experience now. I hope when people, seeing these exhibitions, I hope it's gonna give people a lot of questions and the interest in to see how all of this work in the show, they're gonna give them a different thinking about Caodaism and also about my practice. Making this work as a way of explaining a lot of the questions for myself. The artwork has almost become the evidence of, the thing that I learned about the religions.